Welcome to Vysh IAS. So we'll be continuing with the Plums series of Polity Governance and Schemes today. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing this channel so that you will be getting daily free updates on UPSC. And if you're looking for a good quality test series, then you can contact the number which is given on the screen 7200681675. So let's move on to the first question. The first question reads, in what ways does the Indian Parliament exercise control over the administration? So we already know that we represent ourselves or we declare ourselves as a parliamentary form of government. That is because our parliament is that powerful and we adopted it from the British model. Okay, so in that logic, keeping in mind that logic, you have to skim through the options. So read the options. A, through parliamentary committees, this can be an answer, that is a fair chances, therefore this being an answer. Okay, then B, through consultative committees of various ministers. Then C, making the administration send periodic reports by compelling the executive to issue writs. So these are the four options. So out of this you have to go for the better option. So as I have said, our parliamentary form of government, it is that powerful. We call ourselves as a parliamentary form of government because of parliament is that powerful, and we are having certain committees, parliamentary committees, to look after the functioning of executive. So by that logic, you have to go with answer A. Option number A, through parliamentary committees, is the correct answer. Okay, then come to the second question. Justice Verma Committee was constituted to recommend amendments to the criminal laws for committing sexual assault against women. And the committee, second statement reads, the committee recommended that the gradation of sexual offences should be retained in the Indian Penal Code 1860. And this is a typical two statement question. You have to choose between the four options. Okay. So UPSC has this habit of picking up the names of prominent committees and asking what it is related to. What is the role with governance? So you need not know everything about all the committees. You need not study all the recommendations because we are not studying law anyway. Okay, but it is important for you to know which committee or which area it is related to. What is this particular committee related to? Whether it's related to governance, women, or elderly, or whether it's related to economy. Okay, like that you have to make a demarcation, the name of the committee and the field to which it is related to, that you're supposed to know. So in that logic, Justice Verma Committee, it is a very important committee with respect to women, and some recommendations you have to study. So for important committees like Justice Verma Committee, Rangarajan Committee, okay, these committees are frequently in use. So with respect to that committees, you have to take a few recommendations. 3 or 4 recommendations will be enough, that you have to take and keep aside so that you can apply elimination method. And for mains also this will be useful, this will be handy. Wherever you are giving way forward and all, you can quote these committees names and recommendations. So the first statement is correct and it is aligning with the our basic knowledge, that it is related to women. So first statement is correct. Then come to the second statement. Committee recommended that the gradation of sexual offences should be retained in the Indian Penal Code. Okay, so this is also correct. So as I have told, for important committees you have to study the basic recommendations. So the second statement is quite a basic statement. It is not going in deep. Okay, it is not going in depth into the matter. What are the particular recommendations or something like that? It is not going that deep. It is stated in a simple manner. So this has a high probability of being correct. So you can go with option C, both 1 and 2. And for your reference, I have given certain recommendations. Since this is an important committee, you can go through this. Okay. Then come to the third question. The Supreme Court of India tenders advice to the President of India on matters of law or fact. Okay. First reads, on its own initiative, on any matter of larger public interest. Okay. Second is, if he seeks such an advice. 3, only if the matters relate to fundamental rights of the citizens. So this is a pretty standard fact question taken directly from the Lakshmikant. So in these types of questions, UPSC will try to trick you. They'll give some good looking statements. So how can it be correct? How can it be incorrect? You will think like that. Okay. So UPSC wants you to think like that in that exam pressure. So they'll be framing questions like that. They'll be framing statements like that seem to be correct, okay, that seem to be appealing to you. So don't fall in that trap. So in these type of questions, whenever you read a question, whenever you find that it is directly taken from Lakshmikant, what you can do is, whatever is stated in Lakshmikant, you will have, you would have studied, okay. So if and only if that options are there, you can go with that, okay. Other options you can mark as incorrect only. So even though you look at the third statement, it seems to be correct, okay. We will be thinking, we might have missed the statement. We might have missed the statement in Lakshmikant. No, it's not like that. Once you're clear with 5 or 6 revisions, there is no chance of missing anything, okay. So here the correct answer comes out to be B2 only, because this is the only statement with regard to this Supreme Court of India and President of India, okay. In which all cases President of India approached as the Supreme Court. So in Lakshmikant, with respect to this particular aspect, only the second statement is given in Lakshmikant whenever he needs such an advice, okay. Whenever he is seeking such an advice, he or she, okay, whenever the President of India wants such an advice, he or she can approach the Supreme Court. So this is the correct answer, option B2 only. Now come to the next question. The question is a two-statement question. The Constitution of India provides that all the cabinet ministers shall be compulsorily the sitting members of Lok Sabha only. Okay, so this is also a pretty standard fact statement. We are aware that there are cabinet ministers from Rajya Sabha also, the second house also. From the second house also, we are having certain cabinet ministers. So it is not like that. Okay, it is not the Lok Sabha members who can only be selected as cabinet members. It is not like that. Okay. So rather than this fact, Constitution is also not providing for such a wide provision. It is understood. It is a logical fact. Okay. So first statement is incorrect. Now come to the second statement. The Union Cabinet Secretariat operates under the direction of Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Okay. So if you can, please go through the previous question papers related to Union Cabinet Secretariat. Okay, this body is very important and many times UPSC has asked questions regarding this. So if you can see, this is such powerful body. This is a very powerful body, and so it operates under the direct supervision of Prime Minister and not under Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. So it is under the direct supervision. So even if a statement comes in the exam that it is directly supervised by Prime Minister, this is correct, even though it is an extreme statement. Okay, so please make a note of this point. Union Cabinet Secretariat is operating under the direct supervision of Prime Minister. Okay. So the correct answer comes out to be D, neither 1 nor 2, and both the statements are incorrect. Okay. Now come to the next question. This is also a two-statement question. The ministries and departments of Government of India are created by the Prime Minister on the advice of Cabinet Secretary. So this is a very narrow statement and it is framed in a very simple manner because UPSC wants to trap you. Okay. So please read this question. Please read this statement carefully. The ministers and departments of Government of India are created by Prime Minister. No, actually the ministers are created by a president only, according to this allocation of business rule and so something like that. Okay, so there is two rules which gives the president power to allocate the functions of government. So under that rule only, president is creating these ministries and departments, and under whose advice president is doing this? Under the supervision of Prime Minister. Okay, so Prime Minister is the person who will be giving advice to the president, and president is the one who is creating these ministries and departments. So this is a wrong statement. Okay, then second statement, each of the ministries is assigned to a minister by the President of India on the advice of Prime Minister. So this is a correct statement. So if you have to go with elimination in this question, look at the first and second statement. It is contradictory. Okay, so both can't be correct. Okay, two, it is looking, if you are if you are okay with the static portion, if you are very fine with the concept part, then this is not a matter. But under exam pressure, we can't tell. Under such circumstances, maybe we'll be getting a hang. Okay, so under such circumstances, you have to think for elimination methods also. So first statement is tweaked in such a way that you have to get a trap in it. Okay, so UPSC is tweaking the statement. So first statement is incorrect, and the second statement is the correct one. So the correct answer comes out to be 2 only, option number B. That's the end of today's session. So we'll meet in the next week in the next episode. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.